Okay, he looks bigger in life then. There we go. That's a little.
Hi, boys and girls, Miss Lori and Miss Father Mike and Chip, and we're back, and we're so glad that y'all are with us today.
Hi, Miss Lori. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, Chip. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. You know where I am?
You are in the youth room in the
Yeah! I'm looking for the kids. There aren't any kids right now. I'm waiting for them to come back.
I know we're all ready to be back with you in
Yeah.
person, but in the meantime,
Sure.
isn't it great that we have Zoom that we can use and we can
I
be
know
together
it.
even though we're not?
Yeah, this is good. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I guess it's okay.
Yeah, it is
Okay, it's okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, we are in the second week of Lent. Chip, are you ready to learn about 3 more of the disciples?
Yeah, I learned about Andrew and John. He was the big booming one.
And who else was there? John and Andrew?
Oh, and James.
Oh, yeah.
James. That's
Yeah.
right. That's who we learned about
Good.
last
Yeah,
week.
that was
Very
very
good. Before we get started, let's remind the kids what the word disciple means. A disciple is someone who spreads the word of Jesus and helps spread the gospel right throughout the world. Remember that?
I like to say they're the students.
Yes, that's great. The students, the 12 guys who helped his students learn. I mean, the 12 guys who learned from Jesus. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Miss Lori, what does rabbi mean?
It means teacher.
So they are a student.
They are a student. That's
Yeah,
right. Jesus is the
good job,
teacher and the disciples are the students.
Student.
Very good.
Disciple.
Okay.
Disciples. That's right. So you just said last week we learned about James, John, and Andrew. Today we're going to learn about Peter, Judas Iscariot, and Thomas. Okay. Does that sound good?
I want to learn.
You want to learn. Okay, well, let's start with Peter. Peter, he had the same kind of job that they had last week. Do you remember what those jobs were?
Let me look over my shoulder. Did they use a net to catch fish?
They did use a net to catch fish. And what happened? They were fishermen, but they became what?
Fished for chimpanzees.
Well, kind of, Chip. They fished for chimpanzees and they were fishers of people, right?
Oh,
They
yeah,
were
yeah,
trying-
people too.
Yeah, that's right. The people.
He
Okay,
sometimes
so
gets a
Peter-
little selfish.
It's okay, Chip.
It's hard
So-
to think about others.
It is good. It is good. So Peter, he was also a fisherman, and he was actually Andrew's brother. And yeah, I know, crazy. Well, Peter, he was also thought of as the, are you ready for this? The disciple. Like, kind of like, yeah, the disciple, like kind of duh. Do you ever have trouble making up your mind? And you kind of go,
I'm not sure. Do I, Father Mike?
Yeah, you do. I think by that answer, it meant you do have a hard time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what they sometimes said. He sometimes couldn't make up his mind. And in the stories in the Bible, you have a Bible? I have my Bible right here. I have to refer to it sometimes. You don't know where yours is? That's okay. It's there somewhere. There's lots of Bibles over there.
Yeah.
Well, there's lots of stories in the Bible. And in some of the stories, it talked about how Peter, he was walking by faith on water. And then the next minute, he was sinking in doubt. It's kind of called a metaphor, an analogy. Anyway, those are big words. But Peter, he's known best for, are you ready for this? Denying Jesus. That means, yeah, that means Peter acted like he didn't believe Jesus was God's son.
Really?
But you know what? Peter felt really, really bad. And he was so sorry for what he had done.
Oh, good. I'd feel sad too.
Yeah. Okay, so that was Peter. Now we're going to talk about Judas Iscariot. And he's the apostle who he betrayed Jesus with a kiss.
Huh?
A kiss. Yeah, that's right.
Kiss.
A kiss.
Like that.
Like that.
Yeah, like that.
Right. Father Mike that was kind of a tradition. They used to greet each other with a kiss back then.
That's right. They didn't shake hands. They gave each other a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, like I did you.
Yeah. Just like that. Yeah.
Well, Jesus and Judas were in the Garden of Gethsemane.
Yeah.
And Judas walked over and he kissed Jesus, like you said, on the cheek probably. And he said, rabbi to him. And do you know what that meant? That let the people know who Jesus was. And those people that were there in the Garden of Gethsemane, they were there to arrest Jesus.
Oh no.
I know. So Judas, by greeting Jesus that way, he let all the people who didn't like Jesus know, here's Jesus, here he is, come get him.
That doesn't sound like he did a very good thing.
No, and do you know what else? He wasn't even sorry he did it.
Oh, what? No.
No,
Judas wasn't sorry.
he wasn't sorry. That makes me sad. Does that make you sad?
That made me super sad.
Oh, no. Okay, well, we'll just be sad for a second because we're going to talk about Thomas now. Okay. Thomas was often called Doubting Thomas because he refused to believe that Jesus had risen from the dead until he actually touched Jesus's wounds. You know, where Jesus had been crucified on the cross and he had wounds in his hands and wounds in his sides.
Yeah.
Well, he actually had to walk up and touch Jesus before he would accept him.
Oh, he didn't just believe.
He didn't just believe.
Oh.
And we're taught that just because we can't see Jesus, we can still believe and accept him in our hearts, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I agree, Father Mike.
Yeah. Well, Thomas, he asked Jesus to forgive him for doubting. And what do you think happened?
Oh, I bet Jesus forgave him.
He did. Yay.
Oh,
Thankfully,
yeah,
Jesus
that's
forgave
good.
him. So, Chip, have you figured out that we have a theme again this week?
Oh, I love themes.
I know. Well, so
I didn't
this-
know that was one of your favorite things.
Yeah, I'm big into
Who
themes.
knew? Who knew? Chip likes
There you go.
themes. Well, this week we're going to talk about the theme is the three guys who messed up.
Messing up. I mess up a lot.
I
and I
mess
leave
up
my
too.
bananas everywhere. And sometimes Father Mike slips on the banana peels and I mess up and have to say, Father Mike, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mess up too. I'm not perfect, and I have to say I'm sorry too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Peter and Thomas, they were sorry, right? And they were
They said they
forgiven.
were sorry to Jesus.
Yeah, we say I'm sorry to Jesus, but Judas, he didn't say he was sorry.
No, he didn't.
No, he never said he was sorry. And after Jesus's resurrection, we never really heard much about Judas again. But
Hmm.
yeah, but Peter, he's like listed first almost all the time whenever the disciples are mentioned in the Bible.
Yeah.
And he became one of the greatest leaders of the early church.
You mean you can mess up, and if you mess up, you say, I'm sorry, and then you can still do great things?
That's right, Chip. You so understand what's going on. I
good,
love it.
isn't
That is
he?
a great way to say that.
I listen close.
You did listen close. And so then let's talk about Thomas. Thomas's lack of faith. There's a lot of Christians who have not seen Jesus, but they believe. And you know what? There's a verse in the Bible in John's chapter 20, it's verse 29, and it says, Thomas, because you have seen me, you have believed. But blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed. So,
Oh,
yeah.
you mean we can believe even though we've never been able to see Jesus with our own eyes?
yes, we can believe. And you know what? And it's okay if we sometimes question it, or if we want to be a doubting Thomas, like we're not really sure. But when that happens, then we should just try to talk to God and say, God, help me understand and teach me to know Jesus better, and help me become a disciple of Jesus.
Oh, that means that we are always learning.
That's right. We're always learning. We're always what? Students?
Yeah, we're students, Miss Lori.
We are students. Wow. So what do you think? Now that all the boys and girls watching, they know a little bit more about, now we know about 6 of the 12 disciples, right?
Wow. If I do my math correctly, that's almost half.
It is half. That's right. Good
That's
math.
right. Yeah.
Good math, Chip.
Hey,
Okay,
hey.
well, it was a lot of fun getting to see you and Father Mike
Hey,
again.
hey, can we paint our wooden disciples and put their name on the bottom of their feet?
I would love for everybody to paint 3 more of their wooden figures and put their names on the bottom. Did you get last week's painted?
I did. I'll show you next time.
Okay. Yeah, my boys haven't had a chance to paint theirs yet, but they're looking forward to that, I think. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine all look like monkeys.
of course they do. But you
Yeah.
know what? Monkeys can believe in Jesus too, right?
Yeah, we do. Chimpanzees are some of the best believers in all that God does.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that,
Me
Chip.
too.
Because we want people to believe and to follow Jesus and become disciples.
Yeah, I love the disciples.
Okay, well, we'll say goodbye to the boys and girls, and we hope to see them next week, right, Chip?
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Bye.